I've always loved Christmas cards. The tradition of them, the handwritten messages, the little moments of connection in a world that moves too fast. In December 2019, I was living alone in Portland, teaching second grade, spending my evenings grading papers and watching Hallmark movies I'd never admit to liking. The first card arrived on December 3rd. No return address, just my name and apartment number written in careful block letters. Inside was a generic snowy landscape with a printed message, wishing you a peaceful holiday season. No signature. I assumed it was from a student's parent who forgot to sign it, maybe someone being polite but distant. The second card came 3 days later. Same handwriting, different design. This one showed a Victorian house covered in lights. The message inside wasn't printed. It was handwritten. Your tree looks beautiful this year. The angel on top was a nice touch. I froze. I put my tree up 2 nights earlier. The angel was new. A last-minute purchase I debated over for 20 minutes in the store. I lived on the 3rd floor. My windows faced the parking lot. Curtains usually open because I liked the natural light. I went to the window and looked out. Cars, streetlights, snow piling up on the curbs. Nothing unusual, but someone had been watching close enough to see my tree, close enough to notice a decoration I just added. The 3rd card arrived on December 10th. A fireplace scene. The message, you've been working so hard, grading papers until midnight again? Don't forget to take care of yourself. My stomach dropped. I'd been up past midnight the night before, sitting at my kitchen table with a stack of spelling tests and a mug of tea. The kitchen window faced the side alley. I never thought anyone could see in. I called the police. They took a report, told me to keep the cards, said it was probably someone harmless. A lot of lonely people around the holidays, the officer said. They fixate. That word, fixate, stuck with me. I started closing my curtains. All of them. Every window, every night, as soon as the sun started to set. The 4th card came on December 15th. A snowy street at night. The message was longer this time. I miss seeing you in the evenings. Why are you hiding? I only wanted to make you smile. You looked so sad last Christmas. Last Christmas. I've been alone then too. Newly single, crying more than I wanted to admit. The idea that someone had been watching me then, during my lowest moments, made my skin crawl. I started varying my routine. Different grocery stores, different times coming home, parking in different spots. I installed a chain lock and a peephole camera. Every time my phone buzzed with a package notification, my heart would jump. The 5th card arrived on December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. It wasn't mailed. It was slipped under my door. I found it in the morning, pristine white envelope on my doormat. Inside was a card with a single candle. The message, I've been closer than you think. Merry Christmas, neighbor. Neighbor. I stood in my hallway, door locked, staring at that word. Someone in my building. Someone who'd been watching through windows, tracking my schedule, writing cards like we were friends. I went to my building manager immediately. She pulled the security footage from the hallway camera. Around 3 a.m., a figure in a dark coat and hood approached my door, crouched, slid something underneath, and walked away. The angle didn't catch their face, but the footage showed them turning toward a stairwell that led to the 4th floor. I moved out on December 26th. Stayed with my parents, broke my lease, didn't care about the penalty. Before I left, I checked my mailbox one last time. There was a 6th card waiting. I didn't open it. I handed it directly to the police along with the footage and every other card I'd received. They said they'd investigate, but unless the person made a direct threat, there wasn't much they could do. I don't put up a Christmas tree anymore, and I never, ever leave my curtains open after dark. In December 2020, my office did Secret Santa like we did every year. Small marketing firm, about 20 people, budget cap of $25, all very wholesome and festive. We drew names the first week of December. I got Kevin from accounting, bought him a coffee mug with a terrible pun. Easy. My Secret Santa started normal. Day 1. A candy cane taped to my desk with a note. Sweet start to the season. Goo. Generic. Day 2, hot chocolate packets in a little bag tied with ribbon. I thanked the room in general during our morning meeting, and everyone smiled like it was part of the fun. Day 3, things shifted. I came in to find a small wrapped box on my desk. Inside was a scented candle, pine and cinnamon, the exact scent I'd mentioned liking during a casual conversation 2 weeks earlier. The note said, "For those cozy nights in, you deserve to relax." I looked around the office. Who had I told about that candle? Couldn't remember. Day 4, a bookmark. Not store-bought. Handmade, laminated with a quote from my favorite book. A book I'd never mentioned at work. The note, "I thought you'd appreciate this." Page 237 always stuck with me too. Page 237. That was the exact page I dog-eared in my personal copy at home. A line I'd underlined 3 times. My hands went cold. How could anyone know that? I started paying attention. Who lingered near my desk? Who asked too many questions? I began locking my computer every time I stepped away, even for coffee. I checked my bag at the end of every day to make sure nothing was missing, nothing added. Day 5, I arrived to find a framed photo on my desk. It was a picture of me at a coffee shop I visited every Saturday morning, sitting alone by the window with my laptop and a latte. The photo was taken from outside, through the glass. I was mid-laugh, looking at my screen, completely unaware. The note said, "You look happiest here. I'm glad you have a place that brings you peace." I went straight to HR. Brought the photo, the bookmark, everything. They said they'd look into it, but reminded me that Secret Santa was voluntary and anonymous. "Maybe someone's just being thoughtful," the HR manager said, missing the point entirely. Thoughtful doesn't include surveillance photos. Day 6, the gifts stopped appearing on my desk. Instead, they started showing up at my apartment. A small box outside my door when I got home from work. Inside, my favorite tea, the specific blend I ordered online from a shop 2 states away. The note, "I noticed you were running low. Thought I'd save you the trouble." I didn't tell anyone at work where I lived. My address wasn't listed in any company directory. I checked my social media, everything private, no location tags, no recent posts. Whoever this was had followed me home, watched me long enough to know my habits, my routines, the things I bought when no one was looking. I called the police. They took the photo, the notes, told me to document everything. "Has this person threatened you?" they asked. "No." "Have they tried to contact you directly?" "No." "Then unfortunately, there's not much we can do yet. Keep records. Stay vigilant." The final gift came on December 23rd, the day before our office holiday party. I found it waiting on my car windshield in the parking garage at work. A red envelope, my name written in the same block handwriting I'd seen all month. Inside was a card with a simple message: "See you tonight. Save me a dance." I didn't go to the party. I called in sick, stayed home with every lock engaged and my phone within reach. The next day, I quit. Sent an email to my boss, didn't give 2 weeks, didn't explain. Just said it was personal and effective immediately. One coworker texted me afterward asking if I was okay. I didn't respond, because part of me was terrified that whoever had been watching me all month was still out there, still tracking me, waiting for me to drop my guard during one cozy night in with a candle and a cup of tea they'd chosen for me. I haven't participated in Secret Santa since.